So today I want to talk about the topic of us all being different. We all have different attitudes. We have different ways that we approach things. We have um, different ways that we love and we care for people. We have different mindsets in general. And a lot of times because other people don't follow their life the way we follow our life or do things the way we do things unknowingly, we alienate them. And there's a lot of times that we knowingly alienate them. We knowingly have an agenda when we come to them, and we cross them with an attitude, or we leave a comment that doesn't blatantly say exactly what the disrespectful thing we're meaning is, but we leave just enough to get the point across to them to let them know that we're not happy with something that they did. We don't like something that they did. We try to disrespect them purposely because maybe they did better at explaining something, or we're jealous about something than we could have done, or we're jealous that we don't have, so we want to make them feel bad in the presence of their success, or they're feeling good about something that they're doing or sharing with other people. It seems like this is human nature for us to constantly pull down and drag down other people just because we don't like something that they said, or we don't approve of something that they said. We want them to change who they are to fit our needs, and we're selfishly doing that without even knowing, or knowing that we are doing it that way. Oftentimes I'll have people on my channel, try to get me to do things and say things the way that they would say and do them. Even though I'm a Christian, I get often crossed by other Christians that say, well, you're not Christian enough, or you're not saying the right things enough, or I notice that you're not as Christian as me, so it's really hard for me to watch you, or you come across a certain way that I don't like, and I know you're a Christian, and I don't think that's the right way for you to be because you are a Christian. Christians don't act like that. Christians also don't tell each other how Christians are supposed to be because they're imperfect in their own way as well. None of us are perfect. I found lately that if I step away a little bit and I start saying no to people, that I feel a little bit better about myself. I've also noticed that if I start working on more of my own goals and not focusing on answering so many questions from other people, it helps me out more in the long run, and I have a lot of less stress to deal with. I also find that if I get my own answers to things instead of looking into other people for those answers, it makes me feel a lot better as well. The validation that I speak about sometimes in my video is probably one of the most important things, because a lot of us look for our validation in other people and whether or not they accept us for what we say, what we do, how we act, what things we want to achieve in life, whether they think they're realistic or we think they're realistic. It doesn't matter. We just really want to know whether or not they think it's realistic and if it's achievable. And it shouldn't be that way. It should be what we see and how we're going to approach the path of achieving what we want. And oftentimes on social media, especially Facebook, you'll find that you post something and somebody doesn't like it. There could be 10 people that absolutely agree with what you have to say, but just because that one person doesn't like it, it almost makes you feel like you failed because you didn't please that person. Well, I mean, if it's a constant thing that happens all the time and you're constantly feeling that way about that person, maybe it's time to remove that person from your life. Maybe it's time to step back and say, look, I've dealt with enough in my life, and I'm dealing with enough in my life. You're constantly talking against what I'm saying, and you're constantly not approving what I'm doing. It's becoming toxic for me, and I can't enjoy the moments of the success that I do have whenever people do appreciate what I do or say or how I act or whatever it is. So maybe you need to start looking into removing people like that from your life. Often finding that you not work on yourself enough, you'll also find that there's probably a lot of other areas in your life that you've neglected as well, such as work, your family, things of that nature. They can affect a lot of what you have to deal with on a daily basis. because of certain negative people, you almost try to find ways to achieve their appreciation and their respect and their input on things, even though you're telling yourself that you shouldn't and you should be getting rid of them. But look at all the other things in your life that can be affected by just one negative situation where it doesn't make any sense to you. Why would this person not think that what you have to say is valid? Why would this person think that what you have to say is not important or something to that extent? And I can tell you what it is almost 9 times out of 10. They're not happy with themselves. They're a know-it-all, or misery loves company, and they just want you to be just as miserable as them because they don't want to see you succeed outside of them because they think that they deserve it more than you do. So a number of reasons that this could be. So some of the ways that I have decided that I want to work on myself a little bit more is more of that internal validation. Knowing that I'm worth it and finding my own happiness in what I do and not looking to other people so much, because people will let you down. People naturally will act like they care about you but then drop you by the wayside like it's nothing. Or another person comes along that they really like and that they think is cool, and that person could say one bad thing about you, and then all of a sudden the validation in their mind for you is gone because somebody else said something about you. This is a dog-eat-dog world, and this world really sucks. When it comes down to it, you need to worry about you. Saying no more often may yield you better results in the long run, more accomplished tasks in the long run. Saying no and just putting things on hold, saying, look, let me get back to you on this. I got to work on some other things in my life right now. I just can't get to you at the moment, may yield you the better result. Possibly saying, I got to put you on hold right now temporarily, 30 days, whatever it is. Set a number in your head, give me a couple months of being away from this person because I'm not sure if they're what exactly I want in my life right now. And sometimes that sucks because it's good people that have to go bye-bye, because they often have bad things that happen in their life. They want you to have to deal with it as well. It's a toxic environment, being on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all these other things. People want you to live in their misery, if not be miserable, because they don't like what you have to say or what you have to do or what you do. You should be worrying more about that on your own, because at the end of the day, you're the one that wipes your own ass. You're the one that pays your own bills. You're the one that lays your head down on your own pillow. You've got to get all that stuff done. So really, you need to worry about your own self and make yourself happy. Internal validation is key. Okay, guys, thank you. Be blessed and have a great day. As always, a growing YouTuber, I would love for you to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.